Most engines don't die a sudden, dramatic death. They are slowly and methodically assassinated by a series of small, seemingly insignificant oversights. They are sentenced to a premature end by details that the average driver ignores every single day, chalking them up to normal quirks of a machine. The most chilling part of this entire reality is that this slow demise is almost 100% preventable. By dedicating a mere sliver of your time, just 10 minutes, once a month, you can erect a formidable shield against the agony of unexpected breakdowns, the financial gut punch of $5,000 repair bills, and the soul-crushing nightmare of being forced to shop for a new car years before you ever planned to. If you integrate this simple, methodical routine into your life, your engine could, without any exaggeration, easily outlive the very chassis it's bolted to. Make sure you stay until the very end, because the final piece of advice we'll share is the closely guarded secret that separates the hobbyist from the expert, the technique that can transform a common 150,000-mile vehicle into a legendary 500,000-mile titan of the road. If this is the kind of practical, money-saving knowledge you're looking for, the kind that empowers you to protect your assets and sidestep financial traps, then show your support right now. Take a moment to hit that like button with authority and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you ensure you won't miss out on any of our future deep dives into vehicle longevity. Your engagement is the fuel that allows us to continue creating these comprehensive guides. Let's get started. Number 15. The parking brake habit. Here, we have a fundamental mechanical courtesy that has been tragically forgotten by generations of drivers, yet it stands as one of the most powerful and effortless ways to guarantee the long-term health of your vehicle's transmission. You must cultivate the unwavering habit of using the parking brake every single time you park, without exception. This applies even when the ground beneath you is as flat as a billiard table. It feels like a redundant gesture, but the laws of physics are unforgiving. Every time you shift your automatic transmission into park, you are engaging a small metal pin known as a parking pawel. This single component, often no larger than your finger, slides into a notched ring inside the transmission, and its sole purpose is to bear the entire multi-thousand-pound weight of your vehicle. Imagine the colossal stress this tiny piece of metal endures when you park on a steep hill. It's a tremendous burden. But the damage is not confined to hills, even on level ground. Every time you get in or out of the car, the vehicle shifts slightly, sending shockwaves through the drivetrain that are ultimately absorbed by that little pawl and the transmission casing. Over years, this cumulative stress leads to metal fatigue. If that pawl fails, it's not a minor inconvenience. It can be a catastrophic event, potentially allowing the car to roll away and resulting in a transmission repair that starts at $1,000 and can easily climb to $3,000 or more. To prevent this, adopt the professional sequence. Come to a complete stop, keep your foot on the main brake, shift to neutral, firmly apply the parking brake, feel the car settle onto the brake, and then shift into park. This simple 2-second habit transfers the vehicle's weight onto the robust braking system, which is designed for it, leaving the delicate parking pawel to act merely as a final failsafe. Number 14. The correct tire pressure. When car owners contemplate the secrets to engine longevity, their minds rarely drift to the 4 black rubber circles at each corner of the vehicle. Yet, a profound and undeniable truth connects the health of your tires directly to the lifespan of your engine. Driving on tires with low or uneven pressure forces your engine to fight a constant uphill battle. To truly grasp this, visualize the grueling effort of pedaling a bicycle with soft, mushy tires. Every rotation of the pedals becomes a struggle. You burn immense energy, your muscles fatigue faster, and you cover less ground. This is precisely the ordeal your car's engine endures. A respected mechanic I know, who is meticulous about tracking his vehicle's metrics, recorded a startling discovery. When the pressure in his tires dropped from the recommended 35 psi to just 28 psi, his fuel efficiency plummeted by nearly 4 miles per gallon. Annually, this translates to hundreds of dollars in wasted fuel, money literally vaporized by friction. But the consequences extend far beyond your wallet. Underinflated tires generate a dangerous amount of excess heat due to increased flexing of the sidewalls. This heat breaks down the rubber compounds, weakening the tire's internal structure and dramatically increasing the risk of a catastrophic blowout at highway speeds. Furthermore, low pressure puts additional strain on suspension components and affects braking distances. is. This isn't just a maintenance tip, it's a critical safety imperative. This week, make it a point to check your tire pressure. You'll find the correct specifications on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb. It's one of the simplest habits, yet it pays dividends in fuel savings, reduced engine strain, and, most importantly, your safety on the road. Number 13. The leak inspection. One of the most powerful diagnostic habits you can form is also one of the simplest and most frequently ignored. Once a month, take a moment to look under your car. The various fluids coursing through your vehicle are its lifeblood, and any leak, no matter how small, is a critical symptom, an early warning sign of a developing problem that most drivers fail to notice until it's too late. Are there dark, greasy spots on your driveway? That could be an oil leak from a deteriorating gasket or a cracked seal. If ignored, a minor leak can lead to a low oil level, causing friction, overheating, and potentially seizing the entire engine. That's not just a repair, that's the end of your motor. Do you see puddles of a bright green, pink, or orange liquid, perhaps with a sweetish odor? That's coolant, and its presence indicates trouble with the radiator, a hose, or the water pump. A vehicle can lose enough coolant to overheat in a matter of minutes, which can warp cylinder heads and lead to multi-thousand-dollar repairs. Red or brownish fluid under the middle of the car is a telltale sign of a transmission fluid leak, a silent killer that can lead to one of the most expensive repairs a car owner can face. The best part is that this inspection is free and takes seconds. Park in a consistent, clean spot or slide a large piece of cardboard underneath overnight. The cardboard will be your diagnostic canvas in the morning, telling a clear story of your car's health. Train your nose as well. The faint smell of fuel, coolant, or burning oil is an alarm bell you can't afford to ignore. Number 12. The necessity of long trips. Consistently making short trips to the corner store, the post office, the local school is a surefire way to destroy an engine from the inside out. The reason is simple chemistry. During a brief 5 or 10-minute drive, the engine oil never reaches its optimal operating temperature, which is typically above 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. This temperature is crucial because it's the point at which water, a natural byproduct of combustion, turns to steam and is evacuated from the crankcase via the PCV system. On short trips, this water condenses and settles in the oil pan. There, it mixes with oil and other byproducts, forming a thick, mayonnaise-like substance known as sludge. This engine cholesterol is a death sentence. It clogs narrow oil passages, starving critical components like the camshafts, lifters, and timing chain of vital lubrication. This leads to accelerated, catastrophic wear. Furthermore, that same moisture condenses in your exhaust system, rotting the expensive mufflers and pipes from the inside out. The solution is laughably simple and enjoyable. At least once every week, your car needs to go for a proper run. A continuous drive of 20 to 30 minutes on a highway or open road is all it takes to bring all fluids up to temperature, burn off harmful contaminants, fully charge the battery, and keep the entire system healthy. Think of it not as a chore, but as essential therapy for your vehicle. Number 11. The danger of driving on empty. It's a common gamble, trying to squeeze every last mile out of a tank of gas, but consistently driving with the fuel light on is a silent, destructive habit. Over years of service, the bottom of your vehicle's fuel tank becomes a repository for all manner of contaminants. Rust particles from the tank itself, sediment from bulk storage tanks at gas stations, and even water condensation. When you run the tank to near empty, the fuel pump is forced to suck this concentrated sludge from the bottom. This abrasive mixture quickly clogs the fuel filter and can permanently damage sensitive fuel injectors. But the most significant damage is to the fuel pump itself. This component is essentially a small electric motor that is designed to be submerged in gasoline. The surrounding fuel acts as its only coolant. When you run the tank low, the pump is exposed to air, causing it to overheat rapidly. This thermal stress drastically shortens its lifespan, leading to premature failure. A fuel pump replacement is an expensive, labor-intensive job that can cost anywhere from $600 to over $1,200. The intelligent and prudent strategy is to treat a quarter tank as your new empty. By refueling when you reach this level, you ensure the fuel pump always remains cool and submerged, and you minimize the amount of sediment it ingests. It's a simple shift in mindset that protects critical components and saves you a fortune in the long run. Number 10. the right fuel. Modern engines are marvels of precision engineering, and they are designed to operate with a fuel of a specific octane rating. When a manufacturer specifies premium fuel, it is not an upsell or a suggestion. It is a mechanical requirement. The engine's compression ratio, its ignition timing, and its complex sensor array are all finely tuned for that specific grade of fuel. Attempting to save a few dollars at the pump by using regular fuel in an engine that demands premium is a classic example of being penny-wise and pound-foolish. Octane is a measure of a fuel's resistance to uncontrolled combustion or detonation, also known as knock. In a high-compression engine, lower octane fuel can ignite prematurely due to heat and pressure before the spark plug fires. This creates a shock wave that collides with the piston as it's still moving up, like being punched while trying to stand. These thousands of tiny, violent explosions subject pistons, bearings, and connecting rods to immense stress, leading to severe, long-term damage. Your car's computer will try to compensate by retarding the timing, which drastically reduces power and fuel efficiency, completely negating any savings you made at the pump. The lesson is clear: provide your engine with the fuel it was engineered to consume. It's the most basic form of respect you can show your vehicle, and it will repay you with the smooth, efficient, and reliable performance it was designed to deliver. Number 9. Listening for unusual noises. Your vehicle communicates constantly through a language of sounds, vibrations, and feedback. Learning to listen is one of the most powerful diagnostic skills a car owner can possess. Strange and new noises are your engine's way of crying for help, and turning up the radio to drown them out is akin to ignoring a smoke alarm. A rhythmic, metallic ticking that increases with engine speed could be a sign of a low oil level or a problem in the valve train. A deep, heavy knocking sound from the bottom of the engine, especially under load, could signal worn rod bearings, a potentially catastrophic failure. A high-pitched squeal upon starting the car, especially on a cold morning, almost certainly points to a worn or loose accessory belt. A whining noise that changes pitch as you turn the steering wheel is a classic symptom of a failing power steering pump. A humming or grinding that gets louder with the vehicle speed often indicates a bad wheel bearing. Once a month, perform an audio checkup. Turn off the radio, put down the phone, and drive with the windows down on a quiet street. Pay attention. Listen as you accelerate, as you coast, and as you brake. Any sound that wasn't there last month deserves your immediate investigation. Catching a problem by its sound is almost always cheaper than waiting for it to break. Number 8. The monthly visual inspection. Ritual. An engine doesn't fail overnight. It dies a death of 1,000 cuts, often preceded by weeks or months of visible warning signs. The single most effective way to prevent this is to establish a simple, non-negotiable monthly ritual. Open the hood and look around. This 5-minute act is not about being a mechanic. It's about being an observant custodian of your own property. You must become familiar with what normal looks like in your engine bay. Over time, you'll develop a sixth sense for things that are out of place. Are there any signs of rodents, like chewed wires or nesting materials? Is there a fine spray of oil on the underside of the hood, indicating a leak under pressure? Does a hose look unusually swollen or feel spongy to the touch? Is a battery terminal covered in fuzzy, white corrosion? This is about building a relationship with your machine. By looking at it regularly, you're not just inspecting parts. You're taking its pulse. You're catching the small whispers of a problem before they become a deafening roar of catastrophic failure. This simple habit is the cornerstone of proactive car ownership. Number 7. The battery terminals. While the battery itself is not part of the engine, its connection to the vehicle is the gateway for all electrical power. The terminals are the crucial bridge in that connection, and when they are compromised, the entire system suffers. The fuzzy, crusty buildup you often see on battery posts, typically white or bluish-green, is lead sulfate. This material is an excellent electrical insulator, meaning it chokes off the flow of current. A poor connection forces your alternator to work much harder to charge the battery and power the car's electronics. This constant maximum output state can cause the alternator to fail prematurely, a repair that is far more expensive than simply cleaning the terminals. Furthermore, a weak connection can cause voltage fluctuations and spikes that can wreak havoc on the dozens of sensitive computers and modules that control everything in a modern car. Once a month, as part of your visual inspection, check the terminals. If you see any corrosion, disconnect the battery, negative cable first, and clean the posts and clamps with a wire brush and a baking soda or water solution until they shine. A clean, tight connection is the foundation of a healthy electrical system and a happy engine. Number 6. The air filter. To truly understand the importance of the air filter, you must stop thinking of it as a simple screen and start seeing it as the engine's respiratory system. For every gallon of fuel your car burns, it must inhale roughly 10,000 gallons of air. A clogged air filter forces the engine to struggle for every breath. It's not just like breathing through a straw. It's like forcing a world-class athlete to run a marathon while breathing air thick with choking dust. This starvation of air throws the delicate air-fuel ratio out of balance, causing the engine to run rich. Too much fuel, not enough air. This condition leads to a host of problems. It fouls spark plugs, creates heavy carbon deposits on pistons and valves, and can even overheat and destroy the expensive catalytic converter. More insidiously, a dirty or torn filter can allow abrasive particles like silica, sand, and dirt to enter the engine. These particles act like liquid sandpaper inside the cylinders, scouring the cylinder walls, damaging piston rings, and permanently destroying the engine's ability to create compression. For the price of a couple of fancy coffees, you can replace your air filter and ensure your engine is breathing clean, fresh air, which is essential for its power, efficiency, and long-term survival. Number 5. Belts and hoses. The network of rubber belts and hoses in your engine bay are the circulatory and nervous systems of your vehicle. They operate under immense stress, constant tension, extreme temperatures, and exposure to corrosive fluids, yet they are often completely ignored until they fail. The serpentine belt is a perfect example. This single belt often drives the alternator, water pump, power steering pump, and air conditioning compressor. If it snaps, you lose all those systems instantly, leaving you stranded. Radiator hoses carry hot, pressurized coolant. If one bursts, the engine can overheat in under a minute, causing warped heads and irreparable damage. It's crucial to inspect these items monthly. For belts, look for cracks, fraying, or a glazed, shiny appearance on the ribs. Modern EPDM belts often wear by losing material, so check for rib depth. For hoses, squeeze them when the engine is cold. They should feel firm and pliable. If a hose feels rock hard, mushy, or swollen, especially near the clamps, it is rotting from the inside out and is a ticking time bomb. Replacing a belt or hose as preventative maintenance costs a fraction of the price of the tow truck and catastrophic engine repair bill that will result from its failure. Number 4. The fluids rule. If the engine is the heart of your car, then the fluids are its blood, lymph, and essential life-giving liquids. Monitoring them is non-negotiable. Engine oil. This is the most critical fluid. It not only lubricates but also cools, cleans, and protects internal parts. Over time, heat breaks down the oil's viscosity and depletes its additive package, the detergents and anti-wear agents. Dirty, depleted oil turns into abrasive sludge. Check the dipstick monthly. The oil should be between the add and full marks and should be a translucent amber or brown. If it's black, gritty, or below the add line, it needs immediate attention. Coolant, antifreeze. This fluid is responsible for managing the immense heat of combustion. Modern coolant also contains a complex package of anti-corrosion additives. As it ages, coolant becomes acidic and begins to eat away at the radiator, water pump, thermostat, and gaskets from the inside. Check the overflow reservoir monthly to ensure the level is correct. The color should be vibrant green, orange, or pink, not a murky, rusty brown. Transmission fluid. This is a highly specialized hydraulic fluid that cools, lubricates, and enables the shifting of gears. Over time, it shears down and becomes contaminated with clutch material. Burnt, old fluid loses its frictional properties, causing harsh shifts, slipping, and overheating, which is the #1 killer of transmissions. If your car has a dipstick, check it with the engine warm and running. Healthy fluid is bright red and translucent. If it's dark, murky, or smells burnt, it needs to be changed before it causes irreversible damage. Number 3. The PCV valve. Deep within the engine's plumbing lies a small, inexpensive, and critically important component called the positive crankcase ventilation (PCV) valve. Its job is to manage the toxic blow-by gases that escape past the piston rings during combustion. The PCV system uses engine vacuum to actively suck these corrosive fumes out of the crankcase and reroute them back into the intake to be safely burned. When this valve clogs, it can fail in one of two ways. If it sticks closed, pressure builds inside the crankcase, eventually forcing oil out through the weakest points, typically gaskets and seals, causing massive leaks. If it sticks open, it creates a constant, large vacuum leak, which will cause a rough idle, poor fuel economy, and can trigger a check engine light. This tiny, often forgotten valve is a perfect example of a $10 part that can prevent thousands of dollars in repairs, from chasing down oil leaks to diagnosing drivability issues. Number 2. The idle and rev test. Your ears are among the most sophisticated diagnostic tools you own. A monthly idle and rev test can reveal the subtle signs of developing problems long before they become serious. With the vehicle fully warmed up, in park, and with the parking brake set, just sit and listen. A healthy engine should idle smoothly and quietly at a consistent RPM. If the idle is rough, or if it hunts, RPMs bouncing up and down, it could indicate a vacuum leak, a dirty throttle body, or a faulty sensor. Next, gently and steadily press the accelerator, raising the engine speed to around 2,500 RPM and holding it there. Does the engine rev smoothly, or does it stumble and hesitate? A hesitation could point to a fuel delivery problem, like a weak fuel pump or a clogged filter. While revving, have a look at the exhaust. A puff of blue smoke indicates oil is getting into the combustion chamber. White smoke, not to be confused with normal steam on a cold day, can mean a serious coolant leak. Black smoke signals that the engine is burning too much fuel. This simple 2-minute test is your engine's monthly physical exam. Number 1. Smart warm-up, not long warm-up. This is perhaps the most pervasive and damaging myth in modern car care. The practice of starting a car on a cold day and letting it idle for 10 or 15 minutes is a relic from the era of carburetors. On a modern, fuel-injected engine, this practice is actively harmful. When an engine is cold, the computer commands a very rich fuel mixture, extra gasoline, to ensure it runs smoothly. During prolonged idling, this excess, unburned gasoline acts as a solvent, washing the critical microscopic layer of lubricating oil off the cylinder walls. This bore wash causes direct metal-on-metal wear between the piston rings and cylinder walls at the engine's most vulnerable moment. The intelligent, mechanically sound way to warm up your car is to start it. Wait about 30 to 60 seconds for oil pressure to stabilize, and then begin driving gently. By putting the engine under a light load, it warms up to its efficient operating temperature much more quickly. This minimizes the time spent in that fuel-rich, high-wear state. This method warms up not just the engine, but the transmission, the differential, and all the other components of the drivetrain, ensuring the entire system is ready for normal operation. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into engine longevity. If you have your own hard-won victories or cautionary tales from your car maintenance journey, share them in the comments below. Your experience could be the very thing that helps another viewer avoid a costly mistake. For more insider secrets on car care that will save you a fortune, click the video that's now on your screen. And to ensure you have a permanent spot in our garage of knowledge, hit that subscribe button with confidence.